Good morning, students, and welcome to the session of Energy Audit and Management, Unit 2, that is Energy Management. So far, we have studied during our 4 videos what is energy management, what are the functions of energy management that we are now going to study. We are continuing its study, then electricity bill, and other aspects. So, coming back to functions of energy management, we have seen that there are 5 functions of energy management basically. These are planning, controlling, coordinating, directing, and staffing. So, in this way, we started planning, in which we have seen that planning is the course of action in advance. Decision of or deciding course of action in advance is a planning. The example of planning in the context of energy audit and management is forecasting of demand or forecasting of load. We have seen how to conduct forecasting, and from past data how the extrapolation or curve fitting takes place, and future data is found out. Then we studied controlling. Controlling is similar to the closed loop control system that we have studied in our control system engineering course, and now we will study coordinating. So today's topic of discussion is coordinating. Coordinating is having coordination with other departments. For example, Mahavitaran slide is there, which is responsible for MYT tariff implementation. MYT is multi-year tariff, that is MYT, and it is implemented by technical and finance people jointly, because the technical part, that is MYT consumption, is taken care of by technical team, and the finance team will find out what are the financial loadings to be made on that tariff, and as per tariff what will be the amount of MYT. So that is called MYT. So the example of MYT is example of coordination is rather MYT. Now as you can see here that there are different people who are working under energy management team. So this they will have coordination with each other. For example, the team comprises of basically electrical engineers who perform the work of finding losses, pilferage, or consumption calculations, and so on. This is followed by IT engineers who are responsible for installing software or feeding data in the software and validation of the data, doing data analysis using modern technique like data analytics, data science, and so forth. So IT engineers play important role in energy audit. Next is finance and accounts. Finance and accounts people will be responsible, as we have seen in case of MYT tariff, that they will calculate the amount. They will be able to find the amount at which the consumption is made or pilferage is there. So from finance angle, they will look through this scenario. Then mechanical engineers are also there in the team. They will look after thermal efficiency or mechanical efficiency or heat treatment. Similar kind of things are taken care of by mechanical engineers. Then the people from R&D departments are also there. So they will find out new aspects, new proposals related to energy audit. So in this way, new research grants, etc. So in this way, R&D engineers also play very important role. Basically, they are responsible to get funding on a new research project based on energy management, and this is followed by project engineers. Project engineers will be also there, who are in charge of some projects, and they will try to implement these things to project new projects or ongoing projects as well. So in this way, there is a coordination among different people who are brought together as a EM team. So their disciplines are different, their working styles are different, their working natures are different, but still they will have to coordinate with each other to have a common goal. So such type of coordination is always there in the organization. So in this way, we can have study of different parameters as we have seen now. Now next is directing and staffing, which is very important parameter of EAM. Directing and staffing is coming under an important function to be performed by energy management. Directing involves giving directives to the people, and staffing involves making manpower planning, appointment of the people to have some task, etc. So as you can see here, the management triangle, or also called management pyramid, is in form of a triangle which is having base, and as you go away from to the top from base, you are reaching to the peak. So base and peak are the two important features of a pyramid. As you can see here, at the base of pyramid, the dimensions are more, the length is more. It means that more people are accommodated at the base. And as you go up from base to top, the number of people are reducing. And therefore, at the top, there is only one person who is usually general manager or CEO or CMD, whatever it is. So, in the context of energy management, general manager energy is the person who is looking after all the details, all the transactions of the organization or energy management scenario. The works performed by general manager are conceptual, that is, he is paid for making decisions like diversification or promotion policies or energy management tactics, etc. As I told you that there is only one person at the top, and he is responsible for successful running of energy management organization. This is followed by some other people like Deputy General Manager Energy. Uh, the function of middle management, these are middle managers. Energy Auditor, Deputy DGM, these are middle manager. And the function of middle managers is to implement the policies which are laid down by top management. General manager in consultation with the top management like general manager finance or general manager research, they will have meeting together and they will decide the policy, and on that policy the implementation is done by the middle management like DGM or energy auditor, energy manager. So this is called middle management. As you can see here that the number of people in top management are lesser, only one at the top like the general manager, and lesser as a board of people who are having top management group, etc. They are lesser. But as you go down from top to middle management level, then the number of people are also increasing, and their work is implementation and supervision. For example, DGM Energy will implement the plan, so he will take care of the things required for implementation, like placing orders, contacting people, or making some investments, etc. So that is taken care of by general manager or DGM Energy, who is the middle management person. Below general management, there is a post called energy auditor or energy manager. These people are having the role of rather preparation of reports, measurements, supervision, etc. Energy auditor is a technical person who will have responsibilities like calculations, finding losses, finding out the reasons for higher losses. And main thing, as I told you, that they will conduct gap analysis. That is, they will try to reduce the gap between demand and supply. They will see what are the tools for decreasing the gap between demand and supply. Energy manager may not be a technical person, but he will try to implement the policy, or what energy auditor does, he will try to manage those things. That is the task of energy manager. And the final persons who are there in the bottom, that is lower management. So these are in the supporting role. Their work is operative, operational work. They will have to perform operations. Unlike top and middle management, they will not take any decision, neither they will implement any policies, but they will try to do operational work, like taking readings, noting down the readings, then making connections, finding out IR values, etc. So the artisans, technicians, helpers, these belong to the lower management group rather, and they will say that the wiring is done properly, or the tasks are performed properly. So as you can see here, that number of people from this layer, that is lower management layer, is more. So number of people are more, therefore the remuneration will be lesser, and to come up, to come to the top of the pyramid, they will have to struggle. They will have to show their performance. They have to show their efficiency and hard work. Then only the management top, they can approach towards upward of the triangle. So in this way, the management triangle or management pyramid basically involves different parameters of the triangle, and the concept gives that what should be the management scenario, particularly in the context of energy management. So when it comes to the management pyramid, just will revise that the management pyramid is divided into three zones: top, middle, and lower management. In top management, there are people like general manager, or general manager of other branches, or CEO, or president, chairman. These are the top management people, and their work is to make policy decisions. This is followed by the middle management, whose work is supervisory. The people in middle management layer are DGM, energy auditor, energy manager, energy supervisor. Their work is to implement the policies laid down by top management and to supervise the works performed by lower management. The third layer is lower management, comprising of a number of people like artisans, helpers, technicians. Their work is operational. They will have to perform operational works like wiring, taking readings, making connections, etc. And they will be supervised by energy supervisor or any other middle management person. As you can see here, that number of people in the bottom management are larger, which are lesser in the middle management, and very less at the top management, only one at the peak. So the management triangle illustrates the way how the energy management group works, and what is the energy organization, or what is the organization structure of energy management. So I hope you have understood this. With this, we'll wrap our lecture today, and we'll be meeting soon for our video 6. So see you soon. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks a lot.